A headache doesn't just hurt, it steals your focus, it drains your energy, it turns a good day into a bad one in a matter of minutes. Maybe you are at work trying to finish an important project. Maybe you are driving home after a long day. Maybe you are finally relaxing on your day off. Then it hits that pressure behind your eyes, that throbbing on one side of your head, that tight band-like feeling wrapping around your skull. And suddenly, nothing else matters. Let me be clear. Most people think they know how to treat a headache, but they don't. They grab the same solution every single time, hoping for a different result. And that is exactly why millions of people find themselves dealing with the same headache again and again. Here is the truth. The biggest mistake isn't the headache itself. The biggest mistake is misunderstanding what your body is trying to tell you. Because in many cases, your headache started hours before you actually felt the pain. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why. Before we talk about solutions, I want you to do something unusual. Forget everything you've heard about headaches for the next few minutes. Seriously, forget the social media hacks. Forget the miracle cures. Forget the people online promising instant relief in 30 seconds. Because nobody tells you this. Headaches are not all the same, yet people treat them like they are. Imagine if your car made 10 different warning sounds for 10 different problems. Would you respond to every warning the exact same way? Of course not. But that is exactly what many people do with headaches. A tension headache, a dehydration headache, a headache caused by lack of sleep, a headache triggered by stress, a headache linked to eye strain, completely different causes. Yet people reach for the exact same solution every time. And then they wonder why the problem keeps returning. That approach doesn't solve the cause. It only delays the conversation your body is trying to have with you. Let's talk about a situation that might sound very familiar. Imagine a typical Tuesday. Your alarm goes off. You hit snooze 3 times. You slept poorly because you stayed up late scrolling through your phone. You are already running behind schedule. So you skip breakfast. You grab coffee instead. Then another coffee. Then maybe an energy drink. You sit in front of a computer screen all morning, deadlines, emails, meetings, stressor. You barely move for hours. Your shoulders tighten. Your neck becomes stiff. Your eyes become tired. Then sometime after lunch, the headache arrives. At first it is subtle, easy to ignore. Then it grows, and grows, and grows. Now you are irritated. Your productivity drops. You feel exhausted. And all you can think about is making the pain stop. Sound familiar? If it does, you are not alone. Millions of people unknowingly create the perfect conditions for headaches every single day. Not because they're careless, because modern life practically encourages it. Here is where things get interesting. Many people think the pain itself is the problem, but often the pain is the final symptom. The real problem started much earlier. Think about a smoke alarm. The alarm isn't the fire. It is the warning. The same idea applies to many headaches. The headache may be alerting you to dehydration, or poor posture, or excessive stress, or inadequate sleep, or muscle tension, or skipped meals, or prolonged screen exposure. The pain is simply the signal, but most people focus entirely on silencing the signal. They never investigate the source. Let me be clear, pain relief can absolutely have a role. But if you never identify what is creating the headache, you are stuck in a cycle. The headache disappears, the trigger remains, the headache returns. And the cycle repeats, week after week, month after month, sometimes year after year. That is why understanding the cause is often more powerful than chasing temporary relief. So what is actually happening inside your body? Why does your head start hurting? The answer is more complex than most people realize. Your brain itself doesn't feel pain the way many people think it does. Instead, pain-sensitive structures around the head, neck, blood vessels, nerves, muscles, and surrounding tissues can become activated. When certain triggers appear, these structures can send pain signals. Stress can increase muscle tension. Poor posture can strain the neck. Lack of sleep can disrupt normal body functions. Dehydration can affect fluid balance. Excessive screen time can contribute to eye strain. Skipping meals can leave your body low on energy. Over time, these factors build, sometimes slowly, sometimes quickly, and eventually your body reaches a threshold. That is when the pain becomes noticeable. Nobody tells you this. The headache you feel at 3 p.m. may have actually started at 7 a.m. The symptoms arrive late, but the process began much earlier. That is why prevention often works better than waiting until the pain becomes severe. Now let's talk about one of the biggest myths on the internet. Just drink water. You've probably heard it, maybe hundreds of times. And yes, sometimes drinking water helps, but not always. If dehydration contributed to your headache, proper hydration may absolutely make a difference. But here is the truth. Not every headache is caused by dehydration. If your headache is being driven by muscle tension, stress, poor sleep, eye strain, or other factors, water alone may not solve the issue. This is where people get frustrated. They try one popular trick. It doesn't work. Then they assume nothing works. But the real issue isn't the solution. It is the diagnosis. You can't fix the wrong problem. That is like putting air in a tire when the engine is failing. The solution only works when it matches the cause. And that is exactly why understanding your headache matters so much. So what should you actually do when a headache starts? First, stop and assess the situation. Ask yourself a simple question. What happened during the last several hours? Have you been drinking enough water? Have you eaten recently? Have you been staring at screens nonstop? Have you been under unusual stress? Did you sleep poorly? Your answers may reveal valuable clues. Next, address the most common triggers. Drink water if you've been neglecting hydration. Eat a balanced meal if you've skipped food. Move your body, stretch your neck. Roll your shoulders. Take a short walk. Rest your eyes. Reduce exposure to bright lights if they seem to worsen symptoms. Find a quiet environment if possible. Slow down. Give your body a chance to recover. These actions may seem simple, but simple does not mean ineffective. In fact, some of the most powerful health habits are often the least dramatic. The challenge is that people want instant solutions. What they often need are better daily habits. But now we need to talk about something far more important. Because not every headache should be treated casually. Some headaches are medical emergencies, and recognizing the difference could save a life. If a headache appears suddenly and explosively, seek immediate medical attention. If someone describes it as the worst headache they've ever experienced, don't ignore it. If a headache occurs alongside confusion, weakness, difficulty speaking, vision problems, loss of consciousness, or severe neurological symptoms, get medical help immediately. The same applies after significant head trauma. Here is the truth. Most headaches are not dangerous, but some absolutely can be. And that is why understanding warning signs matters. Pain isn't always just pain. Sometimes it is information. Critical information, and knowing when to seek help is just as important as knowing how to find relief. Let's have a reality check. Many people are searching for a magic cure, one trick, one supplement, one secret technique, one miracle solution. But health rarely works that way. The people who experience fewer headaches over time usually do something different. They become investigators. They look for patterns. They pay attention. They ask questions. When do headaches happen? What happened beforehand? How much sleep did they get? How much water did they drink? How stressed were they? How much screen time did they have? What foods were consumed? The answers often reveal trends. And trends reveal triggers. That is where real progress begins. Not with guessing, not with random internet hacks, but with awareness. Because once you identify the trigger, prevention becomes much easier. And prevention is often far more powerful than treatment. Let's finish with a perspective most people never consider. What if your headache isn't your enemy? What if it is your body's alarm system? Think about that. Pain gets your attention. Pain forces you to stop. Pain demands that you notice something. And while headaches can be frustrating, they may also be delivering important information about your habits, stress levels, sleep quality, hydration posture, or overall health. Let me be clear. The goal isn't to fear headaches. The goal is to understand them, because understanding creates better decisions, better decisions create better habits, and better habits often create fewer headaches. Nobody tells you this, but sometimes the most effective solution isn't a quick fix. It is a lifestyle adjustment you've been avoiding for months. Maybe it is more sleep. Maybe it is less screen time. Maybe it is stress management. Maybe it is better hydration. Maybe it is taking care of yourself before your body forces you to. So the next time a headache appears, don't just ask, how do I make this go away? Ask, why is this happening? That question could change everything. And before you go, remember that this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you found value in this video, subscribe for more evidence-based health content designed to help you understand your body and improve your daily life. Leave a comment below and tell us what usually triggers your headaches. Your experience could help someone else watching right now. Thanks for watching and take care of your health, because your body is talking to you every single day.